So there isn't really a piece of advice I was given that I would ignore. But I do think there's a lot of things I learned prior to being in business that I now ignore. And the biggest one of those, I think, was probably pricing. So before I set the business up 8 years ago, I worked in local government and worked with local governments, doing some consultancy work. And you're in that kind of environment, and back then, like £1,000 a day for a consultant was almost like god tier. That was like the best of the best consultants that you could get would come in at that. Anything really from 450 upwards to sort of 900, probably the norm, depending on the level you're at in the council. And so, in my mind, that's where those kind of figures sat, and that's what people earned when they did those jobs. And then you leave, and then you go into the commercial world, and I did a course, KPI with Dan Priestley many years ago, and I think he was something like £1,500 an hour. That blew my mind that's what you charge to sit down and go through your processes. He's much more famous now, so it's probably 10 times that. But at the same time, like £1,000 a day, which to me seemed like, as I said, god tier, top level kind of stuff, is almost bottom tier for a lot of work that people do. You can charge huge amounts of money for what you do, and the people who focus on outcome selling, charging five figures, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. I've had people message me going, "Do you want to join my course? It's only 40 grand for 6 months." It's like, yeah, all right, or I'll buy a house instead. Uh, so getting your head around the fact that the pricing model for what you do in the industry you work in could be very, very different from what you're used to, and normalizing those kind of figures and those kind of numbers. And for me now, I'm obviously into software, and coming up with software pricing and not having to necessarily just consider yourselves against what Claude costs or what chat costs. Our system's similar but very different. Therefore, it can't be compared in cost to those. It's a standalone system, and it's just having the guts really to kind of break the mold a little bit and set your own pricing and realize what you're worth or what your system's worth based on that, rather than a kind of on historical things where I probably would have underpriced and charged a lot less than I do for the system that we're building.